Like, today we went from the worst possible scenario to the best. See, it's what I always tell you. What I always tell you, people. Failure means the true meaning of success is going from failure to failure without losing the will to keep fighting. Like today at the beginning of the stream, I lost my horse, I got severe lag and everything, and now we could beat the world boss. And I think we are... No, don't kill my horse. No, 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 I don't like that. Dismount immediately. Let me get rid of them. Anyways, we need the money. Well, we are not fighting at full capabilities now. Because I had 2 pieces of equipment. Not in great, but I think as soon as we kill some stuff, we'll be able to recover. I have an idea for the next stream. I'll try to kind of like reverse the camera mob. I'll reverse the camera mob. Then I will... You have mercy on heretics, for I won't. Should be the complete phrase. So, amazing chapter that I saw. So today I wanted to comment that, the level design of the game, I wanted to analyze it. Second, the intrinsic and the combat system. I wanted to kind of like make a comparison between the intrinsic and the extrinsic aspects of combat in this game. Like, one could argue that from Diablo, it inherits from Diablo the extrinsic combat system, like the loot. Essentially, that's the extrinsic combat system, or the extrinsic combat elements. Like, as I've said, the classification I do is kind of like, if your base stats derive, if they come mostly from your loot, that's an extrinsic system, an extrinsic combat system. If they come from your base attributes, it's an intrinsic combat system. And now most people will think, well, then most games are hybrid. All games are hybrid, pretty much. Like, it's something that it's extremely subtle, but reviewers don't pay attention to. Everyone will say, well, but all games are hybrid. You usually can spend some attributes, and that will increase your base damage and your defense and everything. And you can also spend kind of like... you can also spend some... you can spend some points and also get your attributes also from your loot. Gets your stats from loot. It's kind of like 50-50. Like your loot plus your attributes. Yes, it's hybrid. Most games are hybrid when you think about Helgate Land, when you think about Diablo, when you think about all of them. But for example, think about Diablo 3. Please think about Diablo 3 for a second. In Diablo 3, you don't invest inherent attribute points. You loot gear that inside of it has a percentage, let's say, not just a multiplier, kind of like a scaling percentage, because it will scale regardless of what level you are in the game. It will scale regardless of everything. Kind of like that's the laziest thing they could ever do with Diablo 3, because the percentage will automatically scale. Like in here, pay attention to this. There are some percentages, but for example, in some cases, see that it says there, for example, 9 stamina, 4 constitution, those are fixed values. So it's not purely extrinsic. It's not just percentages and that's it. I also spend points here and I get fixed values. Like in Diablo 3, you cannot improve your base stats through your attributes. Everything is through the gear. That's the prime example of an extrinsic system. Pure intrinsic systems are much more difficult to come by. For example, old school BioWare games like Baldur's Gate is not purely intrinsic, but we have to pay attention to to which out of the two of them is predominant. Kind of like in BioWare games, Knights of the Republic, Baldur's Gate, and the like, they are predominantly intrinsic, while Diablo 3, Borderlands, Hellgate London, they are predominantly extrinsic, kind of like most of your damage will come from your loot. But for example, in Baldur's Gate, I always cite Baldur's Gate, I bet you can see that I love Baldur's Gate. It's the father of all modern Western RPGs, people. How can someone not like Baldur's Gate? In Baldur's Gate, if you play a sorcerer, or even if you play a fighter, without weapon, or in the case of a sorcerer, without staff, without... well, weapon, I said weapon. Without your staff as a sorcerer, or without your sword as a fighter, you can still be viable in a fight. You can still be viable in a fight, even on the highest difficulty. Of course, if you're going up against the most difficult boss of the game, it will require you to wear some armor and weapon. But, for example, in Baldur's Gate, the THACO, the to-hit armor class 0, which is the chance of being hit by enemies, it's an old school Dungeons and Dragons stat system. Hey, my doppelganger is not up. I'm a noob. So many arrows. I hate ranged attackers. Please, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, I don't like being hit by arrows. If I stop moving, they'll kill me. Or I spend a lot of potions. Like that. But I survived. Because I know what I'm doing. And now, thanks to my area effect damage, it resets, and even though they killed my doppelganger. Even so, they killed my doppelganger this. But there we go. Revive that.
What's that supposed to be?
An undead, lots of undead. There we go, at least give me some loot for all of this effort. Come on. There we go. Magnificent. Good. Perfect. So, Baldur's Gate is an intrinsic, predominantly intrinsic system. I'm saying predominantly because predominantly intrinsic, it has a predominantly intrinsic combat system. I'm saying predominantly because your weapons do help you. You cannot expect to beat the most difficult bosses of all time in all of the game without weapons. Yes, you won't be able to hit quite regularly without weapons in Baldur's Gate. But for example, if you're playing as a sorcerer, which is my class, that's why I know this, for most of the early game and mid-game, you pretty much you are not affected by a lot of weapon, let's say, by a lot of stats that come from weapons. Kind of like you can easily kill stuff with your sorcerer without using a weapon in Baldur's Gate. In fact, if I remember correctly, sorcerers don't even use weapons. I don't remember having a staff or two-handed. Damn it. Sorry. Well, the loot. Now that the game sees that he could kill the Worldboss, I mean, I'm trying to hijack the game's mind. He could kill the Worldboss. Let's give him shitty loot. Can you imagine the artificial intelligence? By the way, be careful. Electronic Arts just said some days ago that they are gonna include artificial intelligence in their games. If you think... thank you, that's a huge difference. If you don't mind, then I will... 57, 24... Sorry, that's way too much of a difference. Yes, as long as it's not the globes and the ring that reduces... Where's my ring that reduces? Where is it? Did I engrave it somewhere? I had a ring that would reduce my attack and my regeneration by 0.2. Well, whatever. That I lost track of it, sorry. That dragon drove me mad. Then we can, then I'll clear all of this at the end of the stream, don't worry. You must be wondering, where are you going, Eraser? I am going to the dungeons that could potentially lead me to the Corn Circles quest that I've been trying to complete for so much time. Because I don't want to leave this zone without clearing that. Then we can clean the coastline of Ancaria there. Of Central... It would be... Southeastern Central Ancaria. Alright. So yes, pretty much I wanted to talk about a bit about the classification of the combat system. There I gave you examples that I couldn't give you the other day. Benny's Corn Circles. Alright, let's see if I can access it through here, more or less. I should probably activate a monolith first. That would be a great idea. In case I get killed. Like, we don't have to go back all the way there again. Let me zoom in a bit. Yep. And in the case of this game, thank you for the free experience, my doppelganger. That's why I love ya. Yeah, I think I need to change Purifying Chastisement for the other one. For reverse polarity. For reverse polarity. Wills. I probably have to respec and change Purifying Chastisement for reverse polarity. That'll help us greatly. That'll give us a huge amount of defense. Which I clearly need, because in this game enemies do hit hard. So, in terms of Sacred 2, Eraser, what would you say? Intrinsic or extrinsic? Well, just like in most cases, first of all we must say that's a hybrid, but which one is kind of like the predominant system? Hey, this is the sarcophagi that we haven't explored. Like, which one would you say is the most predominant system? Which one affects the base stats of your character more? Your gear or your attributes? Of course, as I've said beforehand, saying that this is a quite balanced game. Like, in the case of Hellgate London, it had both systems, but it was clearly predominantly extrinsic because of the gear. So we need to think about the base damage. What is our base damage mostly composed of? Our weapon or our stats? Well, if you pay close attention, basically most of our damage comes from our weapon. So it's extrinsic, following the trend. It's predominantly extrinsic, following the trend of Diablo, kind of like that loot fest system. But it also has the attribute system of Skyrim. It's pretty similar to Skyrim, pretty similar to a modern RPG more than an isometric action RPG in that sense. It's kind of like the perfect middle ground, bringing all of the elements from MMORPGs in that sense. Pretty similar to World of Warcraft as well. Let me see if I can finally access that dungeon. I think this has to be a dead end or something. This is the access point. Good, good. There it is, it has to be that one. We haven't explored this section of the map. Good, it's that one. Finally, there's Corn Circles. I found it, see? It wasn't all in vain. Timberwolf. Nice enemy variety. I would say that the game is predominantly extrinsic. It features a predominantly extrinsic... It has to be this one. Has to be this one. Yeah, finally. It's been 5, 6, 7 streams of scrutinizing this mountain to get to this entrance. What the fuck? We're getting a. I thought this was a medieval fantasy game. Why is there a virtual hologram? Star Wars style. What's with that? The Energy Council. Touch. Touch again. Ooh, oh. Phew. I think this happened to me when I went to a cemetery. This game still has some mysteries that we haven't figured out. Okay. Is that a trap or can I attack that thing? Well, yeah, it's an area of effect trap. Yeah, it's not an enemy, it's a trap because it doesn't have a health bar. Shut up, Shirkara. There's the objective. The switch is on. I wonder what the strange light is. Hey, did I just hear a lightsaber? I just heard a lightsaber. I'm a Star Wars fan. I could recognize a fucking lightsaber sound 2 miles away. Hey, isn't this kind of like a copyright shit? Is this a joke? No, fuck. What the... What on earth? The... Fuck? Sorry, I'm in fucking shock. It looks like a lightsaber. It sounds like a lightsaber. Is this part of a mod of the community patch? I cannot believe they had the rights. This is probably part of the community patch because I don't think they could get the license of featuring a fucking lightsaber without the Star Wars license. It's part of the community patch probably. What's the modifier of a lightsaber? What's the weapon modifier? Sword weapons. Damn it, we need a lightsaber staff. What the fuck? This probably is this has to be part of the community patch. Like, I cannot imagine them having the license, the Star Wars license of kind of like only the sound of a lightsaber is kind of like licensed. It's copyrighted to the death. And when I say to the death, it's kind of like that sound that you just heard. If it wasn't coming from a game, I cannot even show it on stream. Like, it's fucking Disney, people. It's fucking Disney. Like, I cannot imagine that they had the license, that they got the license for that, for a lightsaber. I could recognize the sound immediately. See, there you can see that I'm a Star Wars fan. Someday I have to show you my encyclopedia. It's a long story. It's a long story, but I will one day. It took me 10 years to get my encyclopedia. It took me 10 years. God damn it. No. It has the sounds of a lightsaber. What's this? What is the meaning of this? This stream went from shitty to awesome in 2 seconds. What on earth? Of course I'm not dealing a lot of damage. because I don't have sword weapon. Sadly, I cannot attack the ground with this shit. God damn it. They included a fucking lightsaber. God damn it. The modders of this game, my absolute respect. My absolute respect for the modders of this game, because this probably has to do with that. If it's not the modders, then my respect to the developers, but I am pretty sure they couldn't have gotten the license of a fucking lightsaber there. Kind of like a unique weapon. It deals fire damage. Shadow Step is kind of like for another class, but I'll keep it. It reminds me of Knights of the Old Republic. Besides, it's red like my lightsaber. Actually, I have a purple one. I have a real purple one. I have a replica. The Mace Windu Grandmaster of the Order. There are only 90,000 in the whole planet. I have one of them. The Hasbro, what was it called? The Hasbro Signature Series that they released back in 2009, 2010, 2008. I have the Hasbro Signature Series. I was lucky to get it back in the day. Sorry, I cannot help but laughing at that sound. We are using a lightsaber in a medieval fantasy setting. These modders. No, I guess you can see that by this, the community of this game is amazing. Like, they went for a lightsaber instead of the energy weapon. They said, nah, lasers. Give him a fucking lightsaber. Give the player a fucking lightsaber. I mean, energy weapons, what's that? It has to be a fucking lightsaber. Yeah. And I totally agree. I'm way too attached. I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan. I'm even reading all of the expanded universe books. It will be hard for me not to use this weapon, even if I know it's not for my class. So I was right. I knew it, but it's revolting. I'll get nightmares from this. I don't care what my father thinks anymore. I'm going to forget the whole thing.
Glory and power.
We are like one of those ancient Sith Lords now from Korriban. In case you don't know, in Star Wars, before the movies, before everything that you saw in the movies, there was kind of like in something that we call the expanded universe. In Korriban, which is the homeworld of the Sith, where the Sith originated from millions and millions of years before the movies. The lightsabers, kind of like you had to carry a backpack, and there would. This is all canon, kind of like from the comics and the Dark Horse series of comics and the books and of the expanded universe. How many potions do we have? 19. Time to buy some potions. It's always a good investment, people. I mean, it's what has been keeping us alive. Ancient Sith Lords had to carry a backpack with a tube that would come from the backpack and kind of like insert kind of like in the back, in the lower part of a hilt of their lightsabers, and that's how they would fight and wield the lightsaber originally. And you know what's the most scary fact of it all? Now I'll tell you what's the most scary fact of it all. That for quite some time, people have tried to replicate a real lightsaber, and they couldn't. This for Dryad. Should have sold it earlier. Dalen's Revolt. I need to remove the engrave, the things there. I need to remove a lot of those rooms. There we go. What else? Damage over 5. Nice. There we go. Well, we can sell the rest of the stuff on the go. Anyways. You know what's the scary part of this story, people? You know what's the scary part of this story? Let's go back to Clearview. You know what's the scary part of this story? That for quite some time people have tried to replicate a real lightsaber. And guess what? Some few years ago.
I wonder what kind of ridiculous requests these villagers would bother me with.
Someone could do it. Someone could do it. And it was exactly like in the ancient Sith Lords Dark Horse comics. Yes. You don't believe me? You can Google it. Like with a backpack, with a tube, to a plasma hilt, emitting the line, the beam of plasma energy. What I'm telling you is real. It was some years ago. Quite recently, huh? 1-2 years ago. I saw it with my eyes, and it's on YouTube. I think there's a huge YouTube bot about it. I think it's a Guinness World Record as well. So it's completely public, and there you can see it. And there you can see it. Like, it deals pretty good damage. Like, I'm torn between going back to my ideal build or staying like this. Well, as you can see, we have explored everything, every single side quest, except for those that we still don't progress through the story enough as to trigger them. So good. Back to this place brings me flashbacks, Vietnam flashbacks. So here we go. Let's explore the coastline. Let's explore the coastline of Ancaria, of the central region of Ancaria. Let's do it slowly because we need the money, and we don't risk losing our horse, so we lose even more money, and everything goes to shit again. Besides that sound, only that sound, looking at this and listening to this sound, it's enough. If I get killed, if I get into a tight spot,
Right now.
I think we should default back to our. No, it deals high damage, huh?
Spell. Right now. Death.
It's just that I lost my ranged attacks. We're casually exploring. We can keep the lightsaber. There we go. Now it's force lining. Now we can truly say that we are the Emperor Palpatine and we are doing force, and we are using force lining. Why is this one not taking damage? This one didn't take damage, I couldn't target that guy. Oh well. It's a real thing. What I just told you, it's a real thing. Like, Hey, Scarlet Dragoon! How are ya? I could kill the Ghost Dragon boss. Yeah, I could kill the Ghost Dragon boss. And not only that, I could kill... It's just that, yeah. It's not because I suck this time. It's because of this. I don't know if this is part of the community patch, and they modded the energy weapons like this, but look, I got a Star Wars lightsaber. I think it's part of the community patch, like... This is one of my dreams come true. I must tell it, people. This is one of my dreams come true. Having an open world, Knights of the Old Republic, offline like Star Wars The Old Republic. Like, look at this. Now we have force lining, we have everything. Even the sounds. No, it's because I'm using... If I recall, game had something like that in it. Yes, it had to do with the weird corn. Not the sounds though. Then the sounds are kind of like restored by the community, and but the lightsaber existed. How did they get the license of Star Wars? I was commenting this some seconds ago. I just completed the corn circles. Remember the corn circles quest, the one that we couldn't find the entrance. Well, after killing the dragon, I found the entrance, got in there. I still don't know what the T energy cancels actually do. Sorry, this is one of my childhood dreams, having an open world Star Wars game like this one. It's a sword weapon. It's actually I'm actually dealing shit damage in comparison to what I had, but but I'm just casually exploring since I've already killed the dragon and cleared the last quest and cleared pretty much everything. I'm going to try to clear this coastline and leave it all ready for next time. And we will complete Central Ancaria today. But I was commenting the license. How did they get the license? Like only the license for the sounds, just like you mentioned. I was mentioning this. The license for the sounds, it's kind of like it can cost you millions of dollars. Only the sounds, not the lightsaber, just the sounds. Like only the sounds, it's extremely expensive. I bet, like you said, that the community included it with the community patch. But even if that, I don't know how they got the lightsaber in game. Like the license for that shit is terribly expensive. Like as I was mentioning, it's probably one of the most, if not the most expensive license you could ever find. I don't know if back in the day, since it wasn't Disney in charge, but LucasArts and Lucas Games. Besides, it's a sound straight from the first trilogy. Like in the second trilogy, they modified the sound. This must be the most expensive sound because it's a sound from the original trilogy. I am a hardcore Star Wars fan, so you bet I fucking know that's the sound of the original trilogy, the most expensive. I think not even Knights of the Republic has it. Kind of like Knights of the Republic has kind of like not the original from the original trilogy. It's kind of like remastered. This one is kind of like the original. But what? What the? Someone just shot a laser, or am I crazy? Hey, what are these? Speaking of enemy variety, mutated boar, mutated rat. Yeah, I stumbled upon some of these enemy types. In some of the first streams when we explored after killing the Kobold Chief. In this zone, when we killed the mutated Griffin, there were some mutated enemies. All of this shit with mutated T energy, I still have to figure it out. I could activate some consoles and my character said kind of like, ooh, oh, or something like that. I don't know what those T energy consoles do, then I have to Google it in the wiki. What the? What the? Well, my lightsaber is kind of like the perfect setting for this. Now the animals are fucking shooting lasers out of nowhere. The animals are fucking shooting lasers out of nowhere. They are shooting lasers out of nowhere. Mutated high elf. Why is it that I cannot move? There we go, thank you. Now I feel like I'm playing Far Cry Blood Dragon all over again. Highly recommended. Far Cry Blood Dragon is kind of like the expansion. Ah, there was a lake of the energy. So I'm beginning to get the point. Things that go near these lakes of magical substances. Yeah, I better go back to my normal weapons before I have to go all the way back there. Let me go back to my normal weapons for a sec here. These enemies are a bit tougher than what I'm usually used to. Damn it. Mm, let me change to my saves there. Just a sec. Thank you. All right. I also respawn and I don't have purifying chastisement. That's much more like it. So I was commenting a terrifying story. Now that the lightsaber made me remember, that in the comics, in old Star Wars comics, in the Dark Horse Star Wars comics, the first Sith Lords originally created the lightsaber using a backpack. Like, you had to use a backpack. If you read the kind of like Dark Horse comics, which are canon, which were the original canon before Disney destroyed the franchise and it went down the sewers.
I don't have room for that.
And it went down the sewer. Damn it! Why is it that things in this area hit so hard?
I don't have room for that.
Mutated spider.
I don't have any room left for that.
Yeah, I'm hearing ya. Don't have any room left. There you go. Now you have a room. Just to keep selling. Effulgent energy weapon. See, for example, this is another one of those crazy weird T-energy weapons. Like, but it's not a lightsaber. I'll keep the lightsaber over there for the end of time. They didn't get the name, though, for the license. Like, they had to call it Energy Hardened Blade. Like, maybe that avoided the license costs. I don't know. But it's highly probable. No, I was mentioning. Do you want to hear a scary story? In the comics, the first time a lightsaber was actually first developed in Korriban by the Sith Lords. Before that, they used swords. In case you're curious, in Star Wars lore. Before that, the ancient Sith Lords used swords, vibro blades. Technically, they were swords with electricity. Like imagine a bodyguard that uses a taser pistol, like that. Like in ancient Star Wars comics, 3 asterisks. Yeah, don't worry, Scarlet Dragoon. I can see a chat. I know that the other day, for example, I had it way too minimized. Now I've corrected it. The scary story is that in the comics, the first true lightsaber, there's quite a bit more. There's quite a bit more on Star Wars. Don't tell me you're a fan of Star Wars. If you are, I have several things to show you. Han's Solo statue. Ah, no, in the game. You mean in the game. Ah, so there are more Star Wars things in Sacred too. A Han Solo statue, I need to find it. But do you happen to know how they got the license? Do you happen in any remote way to know how they got the license? Because we're talking about... Imagine that about millions of dollars, because think of it like this: if you could get the licenses for those products, for those in-game digital items, every game would get them. And as far as I'm aware, the developers of this game weren't millionaires. I could be wrong, but I think they weren't millionaires. Like, crazy. Hey, look at that! Just like in World of Warcraft. Look at that. That's a long lake of T energy. Remember, if we step on that thing, it causes periodic damage. Statue. I wonder if there's the first thing I should look for here in this zone. I don't think there's one. It's a resurrection monolith. Before I get killed and I go all the way back. Seek out that particular mental attribute which makes you feel most deeply and vitally alive, along with which comes the inner voice which says, "This is the real me." And when you have found that attitude, follow it. James Truslow Adams. This probably has to do with European philosophy, huh? Because that because I bet that I mentioned this, that since the developer of the game are German, they probably were attuned to that. I have a hunch that I will find this game loves to place monoliths at kind of like transition spots between areas. So I have a hunch that I will find a monolith there, and I will be deeply thankful for it. I'll deeply appreciate it. I was about to say. Right, I was mentioning scary story that I just said to wrap it up. In the Dark Horse comics of Star Wars, in the expanded universe, the original canon expanded universe, like the first lightsabers on Korriban, the ancient homeworld of the Sith, were developed. They made the jump from vibroblades, from electric vibroblades, to the first lightsabers that we know in the movies, the famous ones that we know in the movies, carrying a backpack. So it was a backpack with a tube that would come out of the backpack. You can see it in the comics, in any Dark Horse comics of the original expanded universe. Like a tube that comes out of the backpack and kind of like attaches to the lower part of the hilt of a lightsaber. And they would carry the backpack. Yes, they had to carry the backpack. The ancient Sith Lords. The lightsabers were developed by the Sith Lords, not the Jedi. Scary part of a story that I just mentioned some minutes ago. In real life, 1 or 2 years ago, real life, I'm not talking about the expanded universe or science fiction. In real life, a guy in America, in the US, got the Guinness World Record creating the first real lightsaber with plasma in the very same way that in the Dark Horse comics. Yes, with a backpack providing the plasma to the blade. Like, it's beginning to get scary. Between artificial intelligence, space exploration, and that, it's beginning to get scary. We're kind of like living in a science fiction movie at this point. But yes, I can tell you that it happened exactly... Yes, it happened exactly like in the comics. Like in the original expanded universe comics from Dark Horse. Like, exactly. A backpack fueling through a tube, kind of like the hilt was easy to make. Like the hilts have been fueling the hilt with the thing. You can Google it online. You can find it. It's amazing. I've seen the video. It's kind of like a Guinness World Record. As I've said, it's kind of like a hugely forward for humanity, I guess. It's kind of like a plasma torch, and it does work. It does work. I guess it burns things. Like, yes, it may not be as elegant as the one in the movie, but it behaves the same. It burns things at a very high temperature. So, incredible. At this point, I think we're living in a science fiction movie, people. I don't know which one I would choose. If I had to choose, better development for lightsabers, or finally getting to Mars, finally getting to kind of like colonizing the solar system. I don't know which one to take, but both of them, we just know this. Both of them leads us to Star Wars. Everything leads us to Star Wars, people. All roads lead to Star Wars. Hey, why is it that this mutated beer is so difficult to kill? Well. I was mentioning, I could kill the dragon, I could kill the ghost dragon, in a pretty dramatic situation. What on earth was that approaching? Yeah, not that tough. My doppelganger one hit kill. That it's kind of like a mutated spider. I don't want to really transition into the desert. It's just that I am quite convinced there has to be a resurrection monolith around here. I just don't know where. But well, it makes sense that we got a lightsaber out of a Corn Circles mission, kind of like it came from outer space, like it came from the Star Wars universe. That was a nice touch. The developers of this game certainly had an amazingly refined taste for kind of like creating a cohesively developed environment. From the attitude of the characters that I mentioned when I referred to the grandeur category of the analysis, kind of like the overall ambience that it creates. Duchka, Raymer, what the on earth? Are these humans? We're getting into Egypt. I'm getting some Titan Quest vibes here, though I don't want to get into this section of the map. First, we have to go north. Yeah, I better go back. If I couldn't find a resurrection monolith over here, I think we have to go back. Anyways, my idea was to explore the rest of central Ancaria and head up north. I still can't believe. Besides, I killed the dragon with a pretty huge handicap. After 1 hour of trying, the dragon kills me once again. Well, it's there as... Fortunately, I have the bow as proof, because otherwise I don't think you or anyone else would believe me, Scarlet Dragoon. The dragon killed me for the 3rd time, probably, and my potions disappeared. And I bought more potions at Clearview, like I restarted here. And I would buy the potions, and the potions wouldn't appear in the inventory. They wouldn't appear in the inventory. Like... They disappeared completely. And I had to quit the game and restart it, lose all of my progress, of course. And once again, rinse and repeat, and finally kill the dragon. Now I killed him in a pretty good style. Kind of like, I finally could position myself. This is a typical, here we can see this, and I could kill him in a pretty old-fashioned way of having kind of like me acting as a tank and my doppelganger dealing double the damage that I would normally deal to the enemy. And well, I acted as a tank and I could take the hits. It also helped me that I leveled up to level 39, and I think it was still level. The Ghost Dragon was still level 38. That also kind of like helped me a bit. But well, glad I could kill him. The first part of the stream, I realized I was way too silent. I was kind of like so focused that that dragon has to die. I got to a point after I lost my potions. I also lost my. Alongside my potions, I lost my health. I got kind of like very silent, and I said, this thing is dying, no matter what. Right. As long as I don't touch that, yeah, we ran out of potions. As long as I don't touch that stuff, the T energy, well, I should be okay. Otherwise, it deals periodic damage over time. We won't last a lot out here without potions, unless I can loot one more. I need to.
I will redeem you.
Damn it! It got all kind of like silent, and I was kind of like, no, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. The game is gonna crash any minute, and I'm so close. Perfect spot for spending your holidays. The perfect spot to spend your holidays at. Kind of like those rats teleport. Shit. This is a classic technique from... You'll be surprised to know that this technique comes from arcade machines. Good, a light health potion. Doppelganger, don't get killed. Don't get killed without any kind of purpose over there. Standing on the T energy. Yeah, it kind of like teleports, and then after being a laser, it... There we go, another health potion. It teleports and then kind of like it materializes. So these are the most interesting rats I've ever seen in my life. No, I was mentioning. Recycling enemies like this is kind of like a typical mechanic that we usually... an enemy design mechanic that we usually also take for granted. Just like the... What I always mention, the relationship between the usage of potions and the overall gameplay loop of the game. This comes from arcade machines, believe it or not, from the dawn of existence of video games, like beat 'em ups. Well, it's a prime example. It's a prime example of recycling enemies. Streets of Rage, whichever one you like the most. Streets of Rage, Final Fight, River City Ransom, before it was River City Girls. River City Ransom, Final Fight, Comics Zone from the Sega Genesis, the classic superhero beat 'em ups from the fourth generation, from the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. All of them kind of like this mechanic of recycling enemies with a different color, in this case with a mutation, to be precise. It comes from the dawn of existence of video games. Like, we're talking about third generation arcade machines, but the earliest, let's say, are the first arcade machines. Okay, I thought we had progressed a bit more through this lake. So these are the skeletons from the intro.
First, I will make you.
I originally thought we were like a necromancer and that we were the ones summoning the skeletons, but no. Now I see that the Inquisitor is just another hero, kind of like purging the land from the beasts. Only different motivations, but pretty much the same. Hey, no, why am I getting damage over time? We are dead. Or not. Yeah, this was a terrible moment to run out of potions. Almost there. Let me resummon the doppelganger. I don't know what I would do without him. There we go. That was stretching it a bit. Without potions, but well... The goblin would be much more useful if I could, you know, buy potions from it. That would be so sweet. That would be so sweet. Imagine buying potions. Alright, I need to keep... As long as I keep my distance, we can explore without potions. Come on, give me a monolith. There should be a monolith somewhere here. Somewhere in here. This is kind of like another way to access the desert section, so no. Well, I guess we explored the coast, but the corners remain. I think we should change our strategy. Let's just use the horse and avoid conflict. At this point, that's the best policy. So yeah, nowadays we take for granted those recycling mechanics, but back in the day, think about the third generation, the fourth generation of games. It made a huge difference because it allowed developers to to recycle enemies, recycle the gameplay mechanics, and provide an arcade experience. Think about an arcade machine that you just drop some money on, and play some scarce, let's say, rounds, because they work like that. By the way, a small footnote: River City Tokyo Rumble is still exclusive to the Nintendo 3DS. Like Rival Showdown is not, but Tokyo Rumble is still. Hey, that's a wyvern. Small wyvern. I'm getting flashbacks from the Ghost Dragon, but no, this one doesn't look like a Ghost Dragon. This one looks like a physical dragon that I can hit and kill easily. I mean, that Ghost Dragon was pretty tough. It was terribly difficult to hit that thing. I think my reflect damage helped me a lot. Terrible idea. Fortunately, they don't have a lot of... No, please don't die. Don't die, man. Ah, they killed the doppelganger. That's it. I see a side quest over there. My prayers have been answered. There's a side quest, and I need to grab it. What's the point of grabbing an eraser if you're gonna get killed? Well, I don't know, grabbing it. So I don't have to ensure that I come back. Except...
Just worry about the collection.
They'll kill my horse. How about I enter the dungeon to avoid damage? No. Yeah, we are dead. Yep, pretty much. At least I got the quest. Damn it, that's a huge path there. Damn it, there's one more side quest in Central Ancaria.
I thank the gods for this new chance.
Yeah, thank the gods if they give me some money, because I dropped from 400,000 gold to what you see right now. What is it? Ah, well, now we're at 300,000 good. Let's replenish our potions. I got to 700 gold. Kind of like I lost all of my gold killing the dragon. That wasn't very productive of me, but well. It had to die, people. It had to die. It's just the way things are. It's just the way things are. It had to die. Like in the end of The Witcher 2. Like at the end of The Witcher 2. Though you can choose in that one. You have some choices. So it's technically not. You're not forced to do that. But well. Yeah. If I don't... Hey, I looted the third one. Ah, that's the problem. I looted the third one.
An aura of power emanates from this
I
item.
looted the third one, and it's the same, stuff, the same pantaloons. Good. Can I sell? Why are they level 45 if I'm level 39? I will never explain it. By the way, I did solve something. The price for potions isn't proportional to your total amount of money. It's proportional to your level, to your character's level. Finally figured it out. That's why they increase slowly. Oh well. Let me sell this thing. And if I could only engrave the other ones, I could sell these ones. Can I at least remove the stuff they have? I don't think they don't think the smith asks. I don't think the smith asks for any money for it. I don't think it doesn't cost money to remove the. I'll lose one. I will. I don't like that, but well, I lose one. What are you gonna do, people? You need to give up some things to get others in return. Let me activate my Levin Array runes, and I'll keep those. Chance to reflect melee runes pretty close to my heart because they're the ones that saved me with the dragon. I mean that and an infinite amount of potions. Right. Let me. The energy soldiers. I bet this quest is just. It only involves killing some of the soldiers that I've been killing all the time. Like. Throw some command consider appropriate level equals. Damn it, I couldn't read that. Killing the soldiers that we were killing over there. Damn it. My buffs. I always forget them. There we go. Now let's head over straight for the side quest. Let's head over straight for the quest. Let me ensure they don't kill my horse. Also my horse died at the beginning of the stream. Also my horse died. That's another thing. Also my horse died. Hey, wait. There's careful. There's a. I recognize that symbol, that circle with the arrow. I recognize that symbol. That means that we can probably explore that island. That means that there must be one more quest in there. Damn it, so we have 2 quests left. Plus the ones that we couldn't activate because... the one that we saw at Bluestone Berry, that we couldn't activate it because... because sometimes they tell you kind of like, it's not the time, come back later, then you'll have your quest. Something like that. I hate it when they do that. But well. They give off a pretty... They emit a particular sound. These T energy guys. At least there's one thing we cannot deny. The game has amazing enemy variety as well. Like, hey, I think this road leads us somewhere else. Almost forgot. Yes, I mentioned Far Cry Blood Dragon. Amazing game. I think it's better than Far Cry 3 altogether. And it's an expansion. It's just a short expansion, but it's amazing. Where are we? What's this? What's this? We get it here. There's some kind of house. They're not gonna kill me. Backstabbing thief. A cellar. Another cellar. I'm used to cellars in this game. They are kind of like a third of the dungeon level design style. Kind of like in this game you can have a wine cellar, a cave, or a mine. 3 options. Good. Alright. Another thing that I forgot to mention. Thanks to the community mod, we're doing both the good main quest and the evil main quest. So we're doing double the amount of main quests. So I cannot imagine how this can get any worse. Like, I cannot imagine how the game can get it, how to make it any longer. Like, I am kind of like, damn it, what happened there? Nah, some ranged attacks. I think I'll shift to reverse polarity eventually, because I'm sick of getting killed by ranged attacks. Well, melee attacks, I'm kind of like, at this point almost invulnerable too. So yeah, that's a wicked balance there. Like, you cannot kill me in melee. Not even the dragon could kill me in melee easily. Like, it had to resort to the abilities, but only using melee attacks, it couldn't kill me because of the reflect chance. Cave.
I am all powerful.
It started as a wine cellar, now it's becoming a cave. Ah, it's a pretty short dungeon. I better finish it.
Run, fools.
I'll get more out of it.
Horse. Otherwise, this stays here.
You know what we're gonna do? Goblin, come over here. How about I begin making use of ya? There. There. I'll drop this here, I'll drop this here, I'll drop this here, I'll drop all of this here. How about we make use... This basket of candy, I still don't know what's the point of it, because... everything is kind of like red. Kind of like all of my weapon slots, all of my gear slots, so it stays there. Let me, in terms of the relics, I think I have frost relics. I'm just lacking frost relics. A set of frost relics, and so I'll assign them there. And these ones we sell them. Relic of frost. There we go. Some frost relics. I still haven't stumbled upon an enemy that deals a lot of frost damage, but I bet we'll get to them sooner than later. Let's purify the relics. Let's purify the relics, because by purify I mean have four sets, kind of like of pure of the pure type. So we are kind of like more versatile. Like that, and besides I empty the inventory and finally sell all of these relics. 49, 42, no. 42 out of here, 48. What about this one? 56. Pretty good. And the magic ones, we have 36, 54, 38. Damn. That's so outdated. 48, 51, 51 seems quite solid there. 49 and 49 again. What about fire? 52, 52. No, fire it's 53. They're quite updated. 53, 53, 52, yeah, great. There we go. See, now we have a complete set. Good. And I could get rid of some of the things that were crowding my inventory, that were filling my inventory. Oh, those ranged attacks. I wonder if this game has an internal aggro system. Like, why do they attack? They always attack me instead of doppelganger. So this is the end of the dungeon, I presume. Pretty much. Yep. Sadly, I cannot just go back like teleporting, because that would send us far away, so we have to do it manually. Damn it. the save system, kind of like the checkpoint system of the game. I would have added kind of like more checkpoints, because sometimes when you get killed, like what you saw with the dragon, you respawn at such a so far away, at such a distant location that it's hard. It's hard to cope with such long checkpoints. I mean, I've seen worse, like much worse. Any arcade game, kind of like you run out of lives and it begins all over again. But even if I have seen worse, kind of like for an MMORPG, even World of Warcraft had the cemeteries. It has the cemeteries, and you have to go back a bit, but yeah. In the case of this game, with some extra resurrection monoliths, especially at some strategic locations, it would have been much easier to kind of like farm the zone. But yeah, I won't be the one asking for an easier game. Like with the super spawn mobs mob, I think that adds a lot of much more difficulty than what the base game, what the base version of the game has to offer. So here, for some reason, I cannot cross some of the rivers there, some of the lakes, some of the T-energy lakes there. Huh? What the? They can root you in place? What the? I love it how I first saved the horse. Oh, it's the same attack as the ghost dragon. That wyvern.
Maybe, but you are also
Oh.
stupid.
That ghost dragon has the same attack as the that wyvern has the same attack as the ghost dragon.
Do not confuse bravery with madness.
Damn it. We'll have to fight.
Does that hurt, heretic?
Move! They are not letting me move. Then. Not so fast.
I will redeem you.
Damn it. Something out of all of them is dealing a high amount of damage. And I believe it's... I cannot move. They're not letting me move, damn it. I didn't know they could root you in place. That's new. This game always has... It always has a card up. It's a sleeve. God damn it. Shit. I was running out of potions anyway. What the? I didn't know they could root you in place. Well, this is positive at least for the analysis, not for me, but for my review. Because
the Inquisition.
Because it's not only recycling enemies, like an MMORPG, the gameplay mechanics of the enemies are different. Like, I can no longer say that they're just recycled enemies. Because the gameplay mechanics are different, not just the colors, just the colors of the enemies there. There should be a vendor over here. You, please. Yes, you. There we go. Thanks. Let's try that again. Damn it! Between the Ghost Dragon Worldboss today and now this. Oh, damn it! It was the toughest. These have been the toughest zones so far. Well, maybe except for the Goblin. kind of like the Goblin was also quite crazy. The Goblin. The Kobold Chieftain was also quite difficult. So far we have 4 world bosses down. Pretty good. We have 4 world bosses down. Millions to go probably, but well, no, well, not millions, but probably more than a dozen, considering how big the map is. Well, if we extrapolate it, 4 bosses, initial zone, how many zones are there? We could get roughly an average, but yeah. Right, it's not through here. Well, here we go. So well, today we did a lot of things though. First the world boss, with the glitch of the potions disappearing until I logged out and I had to restart the fight. Which was quite unfair. I kind of like played it on extra hardcore difficulty. Then we reviewed the predominance of the combat system between intrinsic and extrinsic. Remember, the game, most of the base damage of the game, once I could slowly identify where most of the damage was coming from, it's a predominantly extrinsic. The game has a predominantly extrinsic combat system, because most of the damage comes from your weapons rather than your attributes. Like, you get most of your stats, most of your base damage from your weapons rather than your stats. And before you think that, well, that's a hybrid system, because you also have the yeah, they are all hybrid systems, people, but the predominance. I want you to focus on the predominance. Kind of like most of the damage does come from our weapon. For example, in Knights of the Republic, most of the damage comes from your attributes. In Baldur's Gate and any BioWare kind of like developed game, most of the damage comes from your inherent intrinsic stats. If you pay close attention, not from your weapons. This game inherits the extrinsic combat gameplay classification from... Give me a second because I don't want them to kill me again. From Diablo 2 and other isometric action RPG games. While not forgetting its intrinsic phase, which is less predominant, kind of like we don't get most of our stats from it, in a pretty similar fashion as like in World of Warcraft, like it inherits the extrinsic combat system of Diablo and the intrinsic one of World of Warcraft. Is it a hybrid? Yes, like Hellgate Landon, like all games, it's a hybrid, but predominantly loot is king. So I would say the influence of Diablo, well, of Diablo 3, while not, it didn't kind of like 100% inherited it, the DNA is there. Kind of like in, as I was mentioning, Diablo 3 is kind of like the perfect example of a pure, exclusively extrinsic combat gameplay system. Why? Because you cannot spend a single point on attributes. In Diablo 3, you cannot spend on any attributes in Diablo 3. Yeah, you cannot spend them. It's all percentages. Pretty similar to this game. It's all percentages. The thing is that in this game, it's not pure. Kind of like, I know it's a concept that is extremely abstract, but it's predominantly extrinsic. The loot is more important than the core base attributes of your character. in Baldur's Gate, for example, no, I was mentioning at the beginning of the stream, you can kind of like in Baldur's Gate, the sorcerer, for example, doesn't use a weapon, kind of like only uses his hands, kind of like you can kill easily and comfortably without weapon, and you don't even use a weapon. So that there's a prime example of an intrinsic system. This game, I think, in its DNA, I would say it's, in terms of the combat classification, it's interesting because the combat classification,
Bring Elvis back, T-Energy. Not putrescent such as this.
what was that? A new phrase, a new catchphrase.
The Inquisition is victorious.
I was mentioning, just like I remember we mentioned some streams ago. I love how my Celos doppelganger ignores me. That's what I hate the most about relying on an artificial intelligence. While the level design is that of an MMORPG, like it has infinite side quests, endless side quests, and the level design and the adaptation of the combat abilities, kind of like the very combat system is like an MMORPG because of the cooldowns of everything that we mentioned the other day. I think it was 2 weeks ago. That the abilities behave like in an MMORPG. While that is true, it is also true that not only the camera, but also
Give your energy to me.
the source of the combat system classification is that of Diablo. Like, it's extrinsic. It's incredible how it perfectly blends both styles, kind of like the cooldowns of an MMORPG, the cooldown times of an MMORPG, and the... I think it's not taking damage altogether. I think it's back there. What's with that bear? My doppelganger is not helping me here. Ah, there was a trap, I think, over there. Like, the base stat system, it's perfect how it blends the stat system being predominantly extrinsic. Most of your base damage and your stats come from your loot. But at the same time, the pacing of the usage of abilities is that of an MMORPG. The targeting system is... well, the targeting system... I mentioned this, it doesn't have a lock-on system. You have to hover over enemies similar to an isometric action RPG. But, for example, if you press down, that's like locking. That's like targeting in an MMORPG. Tap targeting MMORPG. Just to draw a comparison here. Okay, I'll run out of potions if this zone is quite tough. What the? Mutated dragon? What the what on earth? What is this thing? And here I thought we were done. God damn it. What the... I presume this thing will kill me in one blow. At least it's so... What on earth? You have to be kidding me. This is Ghost Dragon 2.0. It's a mutated version of the Ghost Dragon. Yeah, I know. God damn it. You didn't have enough with the Ghost Dragon Eraser? You thought it wasn't enough? Here. Take it. Mutated. Fucking mutated. Besides, it was so huge, I don't even want to go back there. Mutated dragon, all for you. Huge mutated dragon all for you. It probably, that thing will probably kill me in one blow. The energy soldiers. Alright, we need to enter the dungeon. Yeah, let me first.
This energy, it attempts to change me.
Let's just slowly and quietly first finish the dungeon, people. Finish this dungeon, so we do another dungeon here. And then figure out what we could potentially do about that beast. There we go. Good. Alright, we're inside. At least we are far away from that beast. At least we're far away from that beast. Good. The worst part of it is that that world boss also doesn't have any resurrection monoliths nearby. So we also have to resort to the lure mechanic. Oh well. A single world boss has been enough for today. I'm not doing that today. We'll leave it for later, people. Once I don't know, once I loot some kind of like all-powerful. Besides, I spent most of my money on an all-powerful weapon. Our staff is outdated. Our gear is quite outdated. It wouldn't be intelligent to do it today.
I will hold sway over you, creature.
I had to spend so much money just to bring down the ghost dragon, and now I stumble upon that beast. It's like round 2. Pretty good pathfinding here for 2008. Luckily, I think the game does save, kind of like if you die inside of a dungeon, I think it allows you to respawn inside of it. So good. If the game crashes, what the? Another boss. Well, today is
I will hold sway over
oh well. We get another world boss, people.
is drawing near.
And it's part of a quest. Right, today is a festival of the world bosses.
I only mean to help.
Today is a festival of the world bosses day. Just like the other day was the day of the dead horses. Today is the world bosses festival. I hope we have enough potions to bring down this one.
Stupid.
It's not that powerful, but yeah. God knows where this shit's gonna send me back to the resurrection monolith. God damn it.
I will not fail again.
Yeah, this is way too much. Like the resurrection monolith being here. I only had 5 potions. Yeah, I need more potions. That's always the answer, in case you haven't noticed. You cannot do this? More potions. More potions, more potions, more potions. Yeah. Ah, damn it. Alright, so it's a world boss inside of that dungeon. It's a world boss inside of that dungeon. Damn it, today is the day of the world bosses. So we have a mutated dragon outside of the dungeon.
Villages are the same everywhere.
And a necromancer.
Lots of rabble and peasants.
A mutated necromancer inside of it. Yeah, better respect for next time. And increase, kind of like I'll swap Purifying Chastisement for Reverse Polarity. Because the problem is that they hit me and they kill me in one blow. Like, I need to survive at least one blow. Like, dealing high damage is not as important as actually surviving. Alright, we'll go straight for the Necromancer World Boss, people.
I wonder what kind of ridiculous
Never in a
requests
million
these
years I would have
villagers
guessed
bother
that
me with.
that there was another World Boss inside of a dungeon. It was a 4-star quest, though, so I should have. And let's keep spending all of our hard-earned money on potions, but well. Then I'll do this. I'll farm off stream to engrave my gear because we are not fighting at full capability right now. We have 2 pieces of armor that are unmodded, so. Also, my horse died at the beginning. Kind of like, I don't know what else could potentially happen. Nah, they should have added some more checkpoints and it would have been a pretty good sweet spot. Like, the game is lacking 1 or 2 checkpoints, extra checkpoints, to kind of like make the respawning process a bit less tedious, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't think there's a point of me kind of like grabbing my horse, going all the way back over there. Like, not even in World of Warcraft happens like that. Like, you go to the cemetery, but there's usually always a cemetery close to you, and besides that, you don't die that much when fighting kind of like normal mobs in WoW. Like, there's a bigger difference between the... And they root me. I don't think there's a way to avoid... Yeah, they hit like a truck, damn it.
Bring Elvis back.
Shit, god damn it. I cannot move.
Such as this.
Bring Elvis back, god damn it. Back from the dead. Not putrescence such as this. God damn it, there was a trap, yeah. This is getting dense, people. Quite dense. It's like going through a thick swarm. Like, if I hadn't faced the Dragon Worldboss today, it would have been... I would have had much more endurance, but yeah. Let's try it again. Again and again. We are finishing with that Worldboss. That Worldboss is dying. That'll be 2 Worldbosses in one day. I feel more than satisfied. Besides, I think we now covered everything, huh? The complete central Ancaria map. Like, we're done. We are ready to depart to the northern sections of the map. We could kill the Worldboss. We could analyze the extrinsic and intrinsic combat gameplay mechanics. I could talk about the RNG factor of the level design, that this game has kind of like perfectly integrates both sides of the same coin, kind of like procedurally generated overworld mob spawns, and also the kind of like the fixed, handcrafted quests or quest spawns and quest spawn enemies, like the ones you face when you have to do a side quest. Or don't die, just don't die. I don't want to lose a second horse. And the perfect balance between procedurally generated, RNG generated dungeons, similar to a roguelike in the overworld, on the overworld, sorry, and then that factor of handcrafted dungeons and handcrafted world bosses. For example, the Kobold Village that we had to enter and kill the Kobold Chief, or this world boss, the Ghost Dragon world boss, for example. So yeah, pretty much. It's a perfect balance. Generally, most games either go hard on the RNG mechanic, like in most 99% of roguelikes, or they go kind of like completely they go 100% for the let's avoid that beast. 100% for the handcrafted dungeons, kind of like non-RNG. Like let's ignore these guys. The thing is that these mobs are difficult to evade. Like that's a new concept. Like they can root you in place. We've got wyverns here, everything. But I want to go for that necromancer in that dungeon. If you all don't mind, let me enter the dungeon. That's right, my horse is not dead. Good, good. Now, I need to focus. Now we have a foothold. Well, a foothold. I mean, if we die, we have to come back all the way. So it's not a foothold, actually. Yeah. Also, it would have been a great idea that you could. Alright, I need to pay close attention. I need to use the local map. We'll take the stairs. It's a world boss after all. It may not be one of the toughest, but it's still a world boss. That's kind of like dangerous enough for me to pay attention to.
All powerful. What of power emanates from this item?
One's curse. That one must be good. Because I looted Quan's blade there, and it was Quan's curse. Chance for critical hits, chance to bypass armor. Damn it, that's not what I'm looking for. Though that chance to bypass armor is pretty good, but I don't know how to further increase that percentage. It's kind of like not something that it's not a stat that you can increase naturally, as far as I can tell. The chance to avoid armor. Otherwise, I'll go for that immediately, because that's kind of like bypassing. It's like in Borderlands, bypassing damage resistant types. Like, it will be the same here. Alright, I need to be careful. I need to concentrate, people. Just like the beginning of the stream, just like we killed the other one. I'll be a bit more silent, but I need to kill the boss. And I need to be careful. I need to focus because I don't want to mess it again.
It seems I have reached my destination.
Yes, that's the idea. Let's lure them here because he's. The Worldboss wouldn't be a problem if it weren't kind of like followed by 2 T energy mutant priests, whatever these guys are. No, don't talk to me right now. There we go. Please don't crash. Ah, they heal each other. Nice. That's what I needed. They heal each other. Just what I needed. Does it also summon them? Shit. Damn it. No. Damn it. Got it. This game is definitely not for the faint of heart, huh? This game is for the most old school of the old school. Damn it. For the most old school out of the old school players. Like, you need to have legendary patience. You have to enter Zen mode and understand that the game simply loves to be like that. Oh, damn it. Yeah, we're getting kind of like into the most hardcore parts of Central Ancaria, like all world bosses. This horse has been lucky. Has survived more time than it should have, that's for certain. I cannot believe it, but well. Yeah, they should have. I would have changed kind of like the restart points, kind of like the resurrection monoliths. I would have added some more, because what's the point of forcing the player to go back all the way like this? I get it. It's kind of like the classic MMORPG level design, but I think it's way too much. I think it's way too much. Like, well, you have the option of turning off the spawns, kind of like turning off the spawns so they don't bother you as you go back, but and definitely there was no need for me to add the super spawn mob mod, but still, it would have been all much more organically. It would have been all much more organically designed if we had more, just simply more monoliths, more resurrection monoliths. Hey, wait, there's I think you can use a shortcut there. That has to be linked to the town. I think I'm doing it wrong, huh? There may not be a resurrection monolith, but there's a boat there. If I get killed one more time, there was a trick here. This is pretty evil, though, by the developers. This is an evil move. Like, instead of giving you a resurrection monolith, it gives you a boat, I guess. It gives you a boat. But well. Right. I didn't know that the Worldboss could heal his mateys, his friends. So let's go straight for the boss. This time we'll go straight for the kill, because otherwise that guy can heal.
What is going to happen now?
Can heal the others, and or like this, like this, like isolating them with the detection range. Could it be, if they don't get killed? Let's see.
It doesn't bother me.
Let's see if we can isolate them. Perhaps they are not summons.
That was good.
I don't know which one out of the two of them I'm targeting. Shit. Now we know what's dealing so much damage. I don't see the boss. I don't think we triggered the... They don't have resistance against fire. I know, they simply revive, huh? I think I've already killed them. They simply revive. I think they simply revive, huh? I think we have to go for the kill. We have no option. Yeah. They are immortal. They are completely immortal, people. They are completely immortal. That's some interest. Those are some interesting. That's an interesting detail. No, do not engage them. Leave them over there, and we'll go straight for the boss. Go straight for the boss. Reduce damage. Let's go straight for the boss. No, don't come over here. Stay over there, you two. Come on, stay over there. I want to kill your boss, not you. Stay over there. There we go. I don't have a lot of room to maneuver here as well.
Give your energy to me.
You ain't killing me that easily. I'm not leaving you until I kill you. Damn it, my doppelganger. Let me stay back a bit. I don't think he can recover health that fast. Let me draw them here. Let me lure them here, sorry. Which one of them is the boss? No, not these guys. These are like his guard. No. Wait. And they recovered. It recovered health? Yeah, it recovered health, but one of his friends went away. What's going on here? I still don't understand. I still don't understand the mechanics of the boss fight. Interesting. Damn it! Ran out of potions. Shit. I ran out of potions. Damn it. Yeah, I ran out of potions. What a complex boss fight. It wasn't as easy as I thought. He's not as powerful as the ghost dragon, but he kind of like somehow regenerates health in a way that when I kill one of them, the others regenerate health. They either heal each other or something like that. Interesting. I wonder if the life potion of undead could do something about them and kill them. Let me verify my theory that the boat leads us there. Because if that's the case, first let me grab some potions. And let me verify my theory, because I think that boat there is somehow connected to where I want to constantly go. So wait, because
Greetings. Your splendor outshines this place.
Oh, it's you. I'm so incredibly happy. Thank you.
Don't mind, I'll leave you now.
We met by coincidence, and I hope it will happen again.
I'll follow the same strategy that we did with the ghost dragon. First, we get all of the potions. We get as many potions as we can. I just wasn't expecting to fight two world bosses
Village's sacred hall. The abbot won't be
on the same stream. And there we go. I ran out of. Let me give me this. Give me this. Let me sell those two. Give me some more potions. Let's see. For next time, I'll have to farm off stream for the money of the potions that we just lost today. Now, I think that through here, could it be through here, we can board that boat, and through that boat, I do believe we drop right on top of the quest. Could it be? Like through here? Now I can see that we appear somewhere else. Yeah, we appear somewhere else. Yep, no. There's no way around it. Yeah, you appear in this island, which has nothing to do with the other. Okay, with that dungeon. Okay, then I'll have to leave the world boss for next time. I simply just don't have enough potions to kill that thing. It regenerates health. I'll have to wait. I'll farm for Thursday the potions, and we'll begin with that boss.
Foreseeable.
Alright, so we are gonna follow the same strategy that we did What the that we did with the Ghost Dragon World Boss? Damn it. And I'll also do a respec or something like that. We'll see. Yeah, I think that I'll change. Let me see. I'll change reverse. I'll change Purifying Chastisement for reverse polarity, like I desperately need it. Ability to reflect ranged and melee weapon attack, kind of like nothing is enough for this character. Like it's so incredibly squishy. The other option is to get rid of the doppelganger, but the doppelganger is kind of like a source of damage and defense at the same time. So it's I cannot move that. What I can do is remove the Celos doppel the Purifying Chastisement, change it for polarity, for reverse polarity. Hey, this is a motorhome. Why is there a fucking motorhome in a medieval fantasy setting? Well, it's made of wood. I've just been to Deer Lake. Have you ever been there? I thought it was really breathtaking. You are breathtaking, just like Keanu Reeves in like at E3 2017, the Xbox E3. You are breathtaking. No, you are breathtaking. No, you are breathtaking. Yeah. It doesn't seem to give you any side quest, though. It seems to have some good meat on there. Damn it. Now we can talk about meat again. It's all over again. Some bistecs. There I see some bistecs. Developers of the game knew what was good for their stomach. Some good meat. Right. How much time has it been? 4 hours and 15 minutes. Alright. I'll farm off stream the required the required money to get a decent amount of potions. I'll get the potions, and we could do one last try though, because we have 44. I don't want to leave that world boss alive. We can do one more try. We can do one more try. One more try. Just like could do one more try. We can do one more try. I don't. Yeah. We'll do one more try. Otherwise, I'll just leave it for the next time, because I ran out of money. That's why I wanted to farm a bit after doing the Ghost Dragon World Boss. But well, the other section of the map that I wanted to explore, another World Boss. Two, actually two. Then we'll come back for the mutated dragon, but with a different skill tree, with a different strategy. I can see that in this game, defense is more important than offense. Kind of like, it's more important to survive the blows of your enemies or evade them, which is what I'm going to gear a bit towards from now on. Now that I see more or less, kind of like I had no way to figure this out. Kind of like these are mid-game gameplay mechanics that are basically going up against the boss. They are things like, there's this old phrase, like no war plan ever survives contact with enemy fire. Like, you can plan a million times ahead of time, but nothing would have prepared me for. No, I know the drill. I know what you are gonna do after that. You're gonna die. Oh, damn it. Stupid buffs.
Soon, I will hold sway over you, creature.
There we go. Level up. This I could take advantage of this to kill the boss. That would be a pretty good idea. It must still be level 39. I don't know. Maybe there's a miracle, people. Maybe there's a miracle. It wouldn't be the first one. I should also probably distribute my stat points on toughness. To give me some extra... give me some extra... give me some extra defense. Give me some extra defense. That could turn the balance in our favor. Let's see. Mutated dragon, T-mutant boss. I love it how it says. No. This isn't a boss. This is a T-mutant boss. Like, that's a synonym for you'll die quite sometimes. You'll get your. Here's a boat, for example. What about this one? That one would be perfect. What the? Where the fuck am I? Right. No way. What's this? They are kind of like connected. Secret zone. Nah, it's just a secret zone. I wanted a... Alright, I just wanted a resurrection monolith, but well, 5,000 gold will have to do. Okay, secret zone. See, this one is the one that I got confused about. Like... they spawned out of nowhere, what the? There we go. Move it. I honestly wasn't expecting to find laser rats in this game. Honestly, something to behold. We're almost there. One last try. For some reason, these guys get kind of like some... They have some kind of healing attribute. Alright. If you let me... they are right at the entrance of the dungeon. What's this? Hey, I still have my divine gift. Let's quickly distribute. Toughness. Let's see. Bergen are defeated. Yeah. Looks like they weren't immortal. Come on. We can do it. Daloriel the Depraved. Well, you're on fire. Perfect. We got him. He's on fire. He's attacking the doppelganger. I need to resummon. Just don't kill me. Don't kill me while I resummon the doppelganger. Good. You're not so tough without your friends. So they weren't immortal. Not with the divine gift dealing dealing damage to all of them at the same time. Come on, careful. It's not dead yet. Come on.
Bring Elvis back, T-Energy. Not putrescence such as this.
Take that, Depraved. Take that. Oof. 2 world bosses, 1 stream. Oof. They weren't immortal, people. They weren't immortal. Oof. No, they weren't immortal. They were kind of like two. They were kind of like two I don't know how to call them. The ones with the yellow names, like mini bosses, mini legendary enemies. Um, two mini legendary enemies, and there were like two mini legendary enemies, and plus the world boss. Damn it! It's like that Yu-Gi-Oh card, Spirit of the Pharaoh, that can bring zombies back to the. Ignore me. That can bring zombie type monsters back from the graveyard. uh, 30 potions. I didn't use that many. Yeah, the divine gift kind of like. I'm beginning to see the use of the divine gift. It's like for the oh shit moments. Let's explore the rest of the dungeon. That was a good kill. Well played. Pretty good. But yeah, if I respect and work on my defense, I should be pretty strong because as if I can in the future avoid, and now I'm thinking out loud for the future of a skill tree. If I can avoid, we still have to turn in the quest, huh? If we can avoid, look at that. Our friend had some treasure here. If I can avoid getting killed in one blow, the Zealous Doppelganger will be even more lethal because I'll have the time to. I need to kind of like create the opening to to revive to revive um, to revive at the Zealous Doppelganger, like to transfer the soul back to the Zealous Doppelganger. But I cannot do it if I'm way too squishy. I cannot like if I get killed in one blow. That's another weakness. So far my two biggest weaknesses are area of effect damage, like the ghost dragon could kill my doppelganger and me at the same time. Area of effect damage and high single target damage that can kill me in one blow. As long as it doesn't kill me in one blow and I can recover through the usage of potions, it's okay because with the Celos doppelganger I can retreat a bit and restart the cycle. So yeah, I think I will swap Purifying Chastisement um, for the polarity, for the reverse polarity with buff. What was it called? Reverse polarity buff. I think I will swap those. I'll swap those. Like, if I can endure some more hits, I'll be able to restart the cycle comfortably. And when I do that,
Powerful you may be, but you are also
I'll make it even harder for them to kill me. Like, in this game, defense is more important than offense. At least for this character, I don't know for the rest. Like... Anyways, we have high damage kind of like by default. Like...
I am totally overloaded.
Like, this character has high damage by default. By default, sorry. The quest giver ran away. What happened? It's been a while since I've done since I've checked the logbook. Where do I turn in the quest? It gets automatically turned in. It does look like it. Heroes Barbute of Protection. 72. Yeah, it's kind of like a shittier version of Illegard's Sermon. Yeah, let's sell it. This one is two-handed. Two-handed staff, right? Yeah, two-handed. Doesn't take advantage of dual wielding. No, good. Opponent's chance to evade minus 10%. Just what I need. Let's equip that immediately. That would have saved me so many times. Where do I turn in this quest? Where do I turn in this quest? Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at this beast. I think we are all but done. Uh, can we get farther from here? Like, the energy soldiers here. Soldiers here. Handar defeater, Bergentar defeater. Ah, they. Yeah, here we have the answer. Here I have my answer.
I'll make you pay.
Here I have my answer, people, in the logbook. Look at this. Bergentar was kind of like one boss. Handarir was another boss, and Daloriel, the Depraved, was kind of like the boss. I met a scientist in the Great Energy Field whose assistants were killed by mutated energy. But he could heal them. He could heal them, but the divine gift kind of like out DPS them. He could heal them, but he couldn't revive them. They weren't immortal. They got healed, but they weren't immortal. Okay, okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. No. Now I get it.
Soon, I will hold sway over.
Now I get it. They got a pretty good healing system, but they weren't totally immortal. They weren't totally immortal. Okay, I get the point. I get it now. A bit late, but well. That was an epic fight. Damn it, there was an epic stream. First the Ghost Dragon Worldboss, and then the other ones. The same is, it's just that, as I've said, with a bit more density of resurrection monoliths would have been amazing. Ah, also, by the way, the game crashed only once. That's an improvement, I guess. So yes, I can confirm that the DirectX file that I added, at least it didn't eliminate the crashes because it did crash once. But at least I refuse to believe it was random that today at least it crashed much less. So good, good. I can get away with 2 hours and a half, 3 hours not crashing. I'm asking at the official forums, at the Reddit official forums of Sacred 2, but yeah, I think the DirectX files that I mentioned at the beginning of the stream at least reduce them greatly. If I can, on top of that, tinker with some other things. What was that? My God, tinker with some other things. I could if I can reduce it to 4 hours, 5 hours. I mean, it's more than enough for me streaming the game like per day. So it's perfect. It's a totally different story. Compared to having the game crash every half an hour, like, hey, we're missing some loot there. And this is the end, I guess, of the coast. Libby's Pratfall. There isn't a single resurrection monolith in here, god damn it. You know what? I said I would have stopped after beating the world boss, but it's just that I want to unlock a resurrection monolith here, so I have a foothold at least. Like, it feels like not wasted time because we completed the quest and everything, but like, I would like to unlock a resurrection monolith somewhere here. Will this path lead us somewhere? Or this is the edge of the map, the very edge? Yep, looks like this is the very edge. It's a hard... This is the very edge of the map, people. Can't go any further. Can't go any further. No resurrection monoliths. Can't go any further. I think I saw a bridge. There's a bridge here. But this will probably lead us... Well, where are we? We're in probably the farthest corners. Grab the side quest. People pay attention. Beautiful waterfall effect, by the way, but pay attention to. We're in the middle of nowhere. Do you like this area as much as I do? No, I hate it. Come visit me some other time. Perhaps you'll get. And the quest is kind of like locked behind. Hey, beautiful waterfalls, but there are no enemies in here. Where are we? Where on earth are we? There are no enemies in here, fortunately. I just wish the game doesn't crash right now. And there's a boat. Fair of Horrors. What's Fair of Horrors? Strange traveling circus. Hey, this is the portion of the map that we couldn't explore. Okay, damn it. What we explored at the beginning of the stream, damn it. This game is something else. Circus, where are we? Well, Quan, God of War. Hey, that's our god. Let me see, because here there's a side quest that I could have grabbed. Or will it be the same? Please, tell me that there's a resurrection monolith in here. There are some zombies. We're at the very edge of the map. I mean, this is pushing it to the limits,
What's
huh?
that supposed to be?
Like... please, a resurrection monolith in here. Something, a portal. A portal, I could also do with a portal.
Yield, undead.
Ah, yeah, but these zombies are way too slow.
In your head.
What's that, treasure? Nothing. I get to the edge of the map and nothing. Well, just some... My god, I don't want to log out because I want to get to the edge once and for all. Give me that side quest. I see one last side quest at the end of the map. What the? The side quest is a seahorse? My god. This is what... Yeah, I have to do it. I'm not doing all of this trouble again. We are kind of like closing the chapter of Central Ancaria today, people. So, a nice little seahorse. I feel so lonely. No one wanted to have me. Would you like to see what I can do?
They call me a bad wolf
Lonely
because I'm
Hippocampus.
solving
Sorry,
your
I said
problems.
seahorse. What can you do? Kill me. Now I'm disturbed. What the? This is the very edge of the map, people. Alright, I can see what you can do. You have a lot of amazing graphical effects and physics. Wasn't that nice? Someone finally came to visit me. I hope I see you again soon.
I never had any doubts.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Quest completed. Well, people, we'll leave it here with our dear friend, the Hippocampus. As you can see, 2 world bosses, all of the T-Energy Coast today, Ghost Dragon. We killed 2 world bosses. I am absolutely exhausted. My mental energy is depleted. And we finished this weird quest. I cannot talk to it anymore. I want to ensure this isn't some kind of crazy mount. I don't think so. But well, as you can see, the very edge of the map. Here you have the Hippocampus in case you want to see it up close. He does a lot of tricks. This is the very edge, the very end. This is it, people. All of Central Ancaria, and with all of this, we close our gameplay of Central Ancaria. Of course, once I finish the whole game, I will come back for the quests that sadly I didn't have access to. I didn't have access to. Let me save manually first, and let me save an exit just in case we can respawn here. I don't know. And that's it. With this, we close our chapter of Central Ancaria. It took me. This is a stream number 13, number 14. So 14 streams. In a lot of them there were 5 hours. The in-game counter says 2 days. So 2 days, that's 48 hours just to clear Central Ancaria. I think that by now we can say that this game is kind of like 1,000 games contained within it. But the gameplay loop is amazing. I enjoy it, so there's no way we are not doing a 100% completion of it. The review, well, what are you gonna do, people? I think that I will run out of topics to analyze by by the time we reach the mid game. Like, I don't know if we could say that we reached mid game. We completed the first region entirely. It's a huge region. But well, with that, people, today we close our chapter having conquered all of Central Ancaria. The only thing that remains true, I haven't forgotten about it, is that mutated dragon boss at the edge of the energy coast. But make no mistake, we will come back for it. Be sure to stay tuned because we'll come back for it. We'll kill it. It's the last. Now we can say that it's the true last world boss of Central Ancaria, but it's pretty much the only thing left. And but we need to respect. We need to do something with those, with us being so squishy. I will switch Purifying Chastisement. Will respect and I'll switch Purifying Chastisement. This will be my strategy for reverse polarity. Like that, I'll try to altogether, instead of mitigate the damage, I'll try to have such a high reflect chance or evasion, either of those two, that will, I have to eliminate altogether one type of damage. I have to eliminate it altogether. And once I do that, I'll be able to restart the cycle with the Celos Doppelganger, and that will give me a huge advantage over all of them, just like what happened with the Ghost Dragon at the beginning of the stream, people. Hope you all had a great Tuesday enjoying Sacred 2 with me, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, before I go, I will repeat my thanks, because I usually split the streams in two for YouTube. I will once again go over all of the subscribers and subscribers of the YouTube channel and followers of the Twitch channel. So thanks to the 42nd subscriber of the YouTube channel. As I said, sadly your subscription was anonymous. Remember that over at YouTube you can subscribe publicly or anonymously. If it's anonymously, I cannot see your username and I cannot display this beautiful message like I can do with the 43rd subscriber of the YouTube channel. Thanks, James T. Kirk, from the bottom of my heart, for being the 43rd subscriber of the YouTube channel. If you are watching this as a YouTube VOD later down the road, hope you enjoy this fresh VOD. I sent it from here to you with all of my love, and thanks to Tobertrat from the bottom of my heart. Thanks to Tobertrat for being the 24th follower of the Twitch channel, and thanks to Mr. Lucius for being the 25th follower of the Twitch channel. Truly, thank you from the bottom of my heart to both of you. Thanks to Tobertrat and thanks to Mr. Lucius. Deep thanks to both of you. It's always important, people, to be thankful with all of you that spend time watching my amazing and crazy gameplays. I enjoy it and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Once again, special thanks, Scarlet Dragoon, once again. Well, there I clicked it twice. Well, there I clicked it twice. I thought it was lagging. Well, thanks, Scarlet Dragoon, always for visiting me and accompanying me in this crazy journey. Once again, thanks to any of you that eventually drop by the stream. I always mention this, but especially thanks to you for accompanying me in this incredibly painful but exhilarating journey. This crazy journey throughout Ancaria. Thanks to anyone who might have taken the time to watch this as a Twitch VOD after we finish the stream. Thanks to anyone who might have taken the time to watch this as a YouTube VOD after I upload it to YouTube. Truly thanks to from the bottom of my heart. So I think those were all of you. I think I covered everyone. I think I covered pretty much everyone. YouTube, Twitch. Um, in terms of the fixes, we can verify that the DirectX files that I added, while they didn't fix the issue, it improved. The game still has a bit of lag, which I don't like, and I'll try to eliminate it, probably reversing the camera mode or something like that. And one more thing that I mentioned at the beginning, the fixes, and the something that I mentioned at the beginning, because then I will split the stream into two parts for YouTube, and I want to also include here the DirectX 10 and pretty much the what was it? Oh well, I cannot remember. I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream. It was one more thing. I think it was just that we were going to clear Central Ancaria today. It's been almost 5 hours. I think it was that. I think I covered everything. If I forgot, then next time I'll rewatch. I'll watch the bold. At the beginning, I said it right at the beginning, um, and say it again. Yeah, I think it was about the DirectX partial. I don't want to call it a fix because the game still crashed once, but it has definitely improved. So thanks, ladies and gentlemen. It's been my pleasure. See you all on Thursday. Have a great week. And see you all on Thursday when we won't deal with the dragon probably. But well, maybe if I respec, we can try something like that. We'll see. Let's see if I have time to respec. If I don't have time to respec, I'll leave it for next Tuesday because anyways we don't have a lot of money. Perhaps we could get to the northern region of Ancaria. We can get to the northern region, farm there a bit of money, get a better economical position. Let's say, like I had 1 million money by the end of the of not Thursday, but of the previous week on Tuesday. I had 1 million money, and between the dragon and now this necromancer, I went back to zero. So I need to give the economic system of the game a bit more of time to reload. I can also farm off stream, but honestly, I won't have a lot of time tomorrow, so we can do that. And we can get rid of we can kill that dragon on Tuesday. Well, two Worldboss people. It's been a pleasure. See you all on Thursday. Have a great week. We'll explore the northern region next time. We also got the lightsaber. That's what I forgot to mention. We also got the lightsaber in this stream. Now I remember the lightsaber. We also did the lightsaber. It wasn't at the beginning of the stream. It was the lightsaber crazy stuff that we did there with the corn circles. That we finally finished the corn circles thing. There we go. Bye bye. Bye bye people. It's been my pleasure.